Thank you all so much for coming to our program this afternoon. I'm Stephanie Hawthorne, principal here at Barnett Junior High, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be here to celebrate our 25th anniversary. So thank you very much for taking the time out of your schedules to come and celebrate with us. It's a longstanding tradition in AISD to celebrate milestones for our campus, and so it's really an honor for us to be here to celebrate today. We have with us some special guests. And they will bring greetings to us as according to our program with one change. We have Dr. Marcelos Cavazos, Superintendent of AISD Schools. Ms. Kecia Mays, AISD Trustee. Dr. Reich is unable to make it, but Ms. Mays is our very own. She's special to Barnett. All of them are special, but she's special. Got to be politically correct. She's special because her children went to Barnett, and she lives in this community, so she is very special to Barnett. So thank you very much, Ms. Mays. Also, Area 2 Superintendent Beth Hollinger. At this time, we'll have greetings from Dr. Cavazos. We'll follow the program.
So thank you, and thank you, Barnett Junior High, for students and staff for making this such a wonderful place, such a wonderful environment to come to school every day. And we often think when a school hits a milestone of 25, we think that, the school has aged a little bit, but really what we should reflect on 25 years is 25 years of love that has been poured into young people for 25 years here at Barnett. And these students who have gone through this junior high have been impacted by all the people that have worked here, from the principal to the teachers to all the staff. And we will never know the true impact of a school or the people in the school. We'll never know. But we do know that for 25 years, Barnett Junior High has been a very special place. And so when Barnett opened, it opened as a very special campus in a very special part of town because it was for growth and things like that was happening in our district, and has kept true to a lot of the traditions in its history because of good leadership and great people that work here. And the staff that has been committed to the students over the 25 years have impacted them and their lives and their families for so long. So now those students that have gone through here, many of them are already adults and have been blessed because they've gone through Barnett Junior High. We have a lot of schools in the district. Tonight is a special night for Barnett as we reach 25 years. And I'll close with this from my part. We often think of the facility, like the building, and the buildings are great, and this one is a great one. But the most important thing about a school is what happens inside the school. The interaction between the students and the staff and the teachers and the principal and the counselors and all the people that work here. And for 25 years, those interactions here at Barnett have been wonderful and with a sense of love. And so as with all our schools in AISD, but Barnett is about tonight, all our schools, we welcome all our students, we serve all our students, and I'm just so proud of Barnett for reaching the 25 year and another 25 years, maybe 30, 40, who knows how many more years for Barnett, right? Still looks great, still looks like year one. So I thank you for joining us tonight. Thank the students that are going to perform and all the staff here at Barnett. So thank you.
Good evening, Barnett. How are y'all doing today? My name is Kecia Mays. I am Secretary of the School Board, and I just want to say on behalf of myself and my colleagues, congratulations to Barnett for 25 years. We have an opportunity to travel around the district and get to celebrate these milestones with schools, and the thing that I think we always bring from it, as Dr. Cavazos mentioned, is what actually happens within the building. So we know that this building is named Barnett, but what we really focus on and what we really celebrate are the students who have gone through the school. are the teachers who have gone through the school, the counselors, the coaches. And as I'm standing here, I think of all the PTA meetings that we held here in this building. I think about all the dances we had with the flashlights, making sure that nobody was too close together in the middle of the floor. I think about the academic nights that we had here for math and for science and just all the great things that happen within a building. And looking out and seeing the faces of teachers and coaches that taught my young men. So I can say that I do know an example of what happens when the students have come through Barnett, and that's for my 3 boys. And I appreciate that they can still talk about their coaches, their teachers, their experience in junior high. And one thing I have to say before I end, when my oldest came here, we went through Farrell. And when he was here as a 7th grader, my next son would have been coming in as 7th grade when he went to 8th. And the first thing he said was, "Please do not come and ruin my reputation." So 2 years is such a short span of time, but those 2 years in junior high are so critical for our children. So on behalf of the board, we just want to say thank you, teachers, thank you, parents, thank you, coaches. Thank you for everyone within this building for having such a huge, successful impact on our students. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of the evening.
Good evening and welcome tonight. I'm Beth Hollinger, Area Superintendent for Area 2. As Ms. Mays was sharing, being on the school board herself, she represents lots of campuses across the district. And so do I. I represent 22 campuses, and represent meaning support. I'm there to support administration as well as the teachers. But in addition to that, I'd like to share a little story. It kind of reminds me of what Ms. Hayes referenced. Is that I was speaking to a parent the other day that just by chance was a Barnett parent, and she shared with me her support of her child. And she shared, as the students in here would say, this is not a funny story, but the parents will find it funny. I call it support because she said, if ever I need to come up to the campus, sit in the classroom, and wear crazy clothes, she has a daughter, by the way, different colored clothes, something that's very unique and be very embarrassing to the child, feel free to give me a call and I'll be up there in a second. So what does support look like? It looks different from everybody's perspective. But I do want to compliment the campus. This is a new campus to me this year, and when I was referencing the data and the accomplishments that are being made by the students here, it's something to be commended. And I want to say a congratulations to our students here at the campus for their high expectations and for the work that they do. So please let's make sure we say thank you to our students. Something else I'd like to mention is the amount of community that is sensed around the halls and within the community itself. Just this afternoon, coming in and speaking with individuals and within some of our new administration at the campus, everyone seems to cycle through, even through our administration at the district level as well. They come, they're a part, they are students here themselves, and they find themselves back here on the campus. That says a lot about our community. It says a lot about the support in regards to treating everyone fairly and doing what's right. And that's what we are all here about, doing what's right for our students. And that means building it up from the ground up. And what does that mean? It means in our homes, in our businesses and communities around the facilities here, and also in our classrooms. So I'd like to also say thank you to our teachers for their hard work, and for our parents as well. So thank you all for your support, and thank you for being here tonight.
At this time, we're going to have a performance by our Barnett Wind Symphony under the leadership of Mr. Jason Guidry, who will play the Alma Mater, which was written by a former Barnett teacher. Christine Barnett was born in McAlester, Oklahoma in 1923, but she spent most of her life as a Texan. Her education began in the public school system in Sherman, Texas, and after attending Baylor University, Austin College, and Louisiana State University, she received a bachelor's degree from LSU in 1944 with a major in social sciences. Barnett married Lieutenant Ty Hill Barnett during the World War II. And after he graduated from the University of Texas in 1950, the couple tried their hand at ranching in Concho and McCullough counties. The severe drought years during the early 1950s forced them to give up ranching, and in 1954, they moved to Arlington, Texas. As the mother of 5 children, Barnett's adult life was devoted to her family, community, and schools. Active in the PTA of 5 schools, she held various offices, including presidency of the Berry Elementary and Sam Houston High School PTAs. Barnett was the first woman in modern time to serve on the AISD Board of Trustees since 1921. She served on the board from 1969 to 1981. Some of her accomplishments during her tenure include, and we are so grateful, air conditioning in Arlington schools, additional gyms in secondary schools, gyms in all elementary campuses, the establishment of the Teacher Administration School Board Consultant, in addition to the 4 junior high schools, 3 high schools, and 10 elementary schools opened during her tenure, as well as Cravens and Williman Field. Barnett Junior High was dedicated on Sunday, November the 7th, 1993, and we are proud to celebrate the accomplishments and the opening of our school for 25 years of service. At this time, we will have our assistant principal, Mr. Eli Badillo, to come and give us a little bit of a history on Barnett Junior High.
Barnett Junior High School opened its doors in 1993. Lynn Henley was the first principal, Nan Lovelace, Richard Kemp, who went on to serve as superintendent of Birdville ISD, and Charles Cunningham were the APs. Many of the teachers had been surplus from other campuses in AISD to fill the teaching positions. During the first year, Barnett had students in grades 7th, 8th, and 9th. There were approximately 1,200 students in our building. Students had to share lockers, and some of our students were 16 years of age. What a year it was, but the teachers had so much fun. There were 3 passing periods to accommodate the number of students. Barnett won the city championship in football our first year. Elective courses for the first years included homemaking, wood shop, metal shop, speech, theater arts, Spanish, reading, and choir. There was even a skills choir, as well as a band, orchestra, PE, athletics, exploratory languages, art, ESL, and computer literacy. Barnett had real cheerleaders the first year because it was the 9th grade. Miss Cindy Elwood succeeded Lynn Henley for the next 13 years. Miss Elwood, I believe that you are in attendance today. Cindy Elwood. Barnett assistant principals under Miss Elwood were Sonia Aguinaga, Russell Livingston, Shane Nelson, Iris Williams, Mark Elliott, Felisa Lindsay, Daphne Kahn Wiley, and Angela Spencer. Owsley Junior High School opened the same year and reduced Barnett's student population. During Miss Elwood's tenure, Barnett received the TA accountability ratings of recognized and exemplary. Mr. Dion Bernaldo succeeded Miss Elwood and continued with many of the activities that were in place under Miss Elwood. Assistant principals during Mr. Bernardo were Mark Elliott and Angie Spencer. Ms. Stephanie Hawthorne succeeded Mr. Bernardo in 2013 and is the current principal at Barnett Junior High School. Assistant principals under Ms. Hawthorne have been Mark Elliott, Angela Spencer, Shantae Mackey, Eli Badillo. It should have been Amber Gomes and yours truly, Eli Badillo. Barnett proudly serves all students. Barnett students continue to excel academically, and it has received distinctions from TEA in reading language arts, mathematics, student achievement, closing the achievement gap, and secondary readiness. Ms. Hawthorne has earned the status of Managed Performance Empowerment based on our student achievement. Barnett will continue to never be satisfied until every student has succeeded in reaching their full potential. AISD superintendents since Barnett's opening have included Lynn Hale, Mac Byrne, Jerry McCullough, and Dr. Cavazos. Good to see you, sir. Notable former students include Marin Morris, 2016 CMA New Artist of the Year, Dr. Albert Bimper, who actually came and honored us with his presence. He was part of the NFL's, the Colts, when they won the Super Bowl in 2006. He is currently the Senior Associate Athletic Director for Diversity and Inclusion at Colorado State University. Richard Kemp is our former Superintendent of Schools in Birdville ISD. Julie Nguyen currently is an assistant principal as well as second violin with the Symphony of Southeast Texas. He attended Barnett from 2005 to 2007. Barnett Junior High School enjoys a winning reputation, from the athletic department to the fine arts department. Under the leadership of our athletic coordinator, Coach Wellington Allen, could you please raise your hand, sir? Our 8th grade boys have won the city championship in basketball 9 times, not to brag, track 4 times, and football 4 times. The 8th grade girls have won the city championship in basketball 8 times and in track 6 times. Over the years, the Barnett Visual Arts has received 6th place winners in the 4th of July art competition and 6 second places awardees. The 1st place art is used on t-shirts and other advertising for the July the 4th parade, and 6th place is used in the top of the group of the MLK art competition. In the Imagine No Violence competition, Barnett has had 7 students placed in the Chairman's Choice Awards. One former student decided to become an engineer because of a project that was done in our art class. He created a car from an old shoe. It sparked his interest in designing and creativity. This is truly what education is about. The performing arts has too numerous awards to list. It is truly a great honor to say that we are Barnett Bears. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Badillo. At this time, we want to have some reflections on Barnett past and present. As Ms. Hollinger mentioned, we have former Barnett students who have matriculated and circulated all the way full circle. And so at this time, we're going to have some reflections from a brand new teacher here to Barnett this year, Ms. Sekora Martinez, who was a student here in 2007 to 2009. She is currently a 7th grade math teacher here at Barnett. So Sekora, come tell us about your experiences at Barnett.
It is a great honor to be here today to be celebrating Barnett Junior High's 25th anniversary. I would like to thank the community for giving me the opportunity to be able to share this experience. In 2007, now 11 years ago, I entered Barnett like any other 12-year-old would. Scared, anxious, and being the oldest of 4, I had no idea what to expect. Many people would say their junior high years were their awkward stages of life, but in my case, Barnett made my experience my favorite years out of all the years I was in school. All my teachers were amazing. They did not let me fall behind or let the social aspects of school get in the way of my journey. At Barnett, this is where I fell in love with mathematics. My 7th and 8th grade math teacher both challenged me every day to work hard in math, and because math was not an easy subject for me. Notice I said was. But both teachers showed me that if I put my mind to it, practiced every night, there was no way I could fail. They both fully prepared me for high school and even college math. To this day, I still use their methods. While at Barnett, I was in different groups. I was in orchestra, I was in all honors classes, and I played all sports. As a student athlete, I looked up to my coaches. Not only did they challenge me physically, but they also challenged me mentally to focus on the goals and not let anyone get in the way. Words cannot describe the support I had while I was a student here. And let me share a quick story that I've always remembered while I was here. Towards the end of my 8th grade year, I was playing basketball outside of school. And I'll spare you the details, but I got into a horrible basketball accident. As a perfect attendance student, it was so hard for me to miss school for a whole week due to my injuries. During that time, my teachers, my coaches, and even my principal reached out to my family to make sure I was okay. My coaches sent me flowers, and my math teacher even came over while I was in bed to teach me so I wouldn't fall behind in her class. That week also happened to be the week of the end of the year award ceremony. I was not feeling up to it, but my principal had emailed my parents asking if I would come, so I went. When I entered the gym, my history teacher came up to me with a balloon, a teddy bear, a card, and that said, "I hope you feel better." He gave me a big hug and said that we are a lot alike now. For those who know about my injury, understand why. As the ceremony was coming to an end, the principal of my 8th grade English teacher presented me with the Christine Barnett Award. As I went up to receive the award, my history teacher and a few of my friends got up and rolled a huge poster of a Sonic character saying, "Have a speedy recovery." And everyone has signed it. And to this day, I still have that poster. I leave it in my closet everywhere I go. None of the teachers or coaches got extra paid. None of them even had to do that for me. This showed that my teachers truly cared about me, and even outside the classroom. And for a 13-year-old, it was incredible. The support did not end after I left Barnett. As I went to high school, I went to Bowie. They attended my basketball games and my concerts, my orchestra concerts. Many were even at my high school graduation. And they still did not even stop after that. They continued to support me as I went to college and helped me as I became a substitute in AISD. Now 10 years have flown by, and as I walked into 10 years have flown by since I walked into Ms. Fode's first period English class, 7th grade year. Last August of 2017, I came back to Barnett as a 7th grade math teacher and a girls athletic coach. I would have not been able to do this without the support of Ms. Fode, Coach Allen, Coach Ray, Coach Dozier, Ms. Bree, Mr. Sunder, Mr. Robinson, Mr. Church, Ms. Little, and Ms. Bunn, and many more. As I continue to follow my dreams, my teachers and coaches, who are now my colleagues, have been the best mentors a first-year teacher can have. They never stopped believing in me since I was a student of theirs. They have inspired me to be into this profession because I want to be able to educate and support my kids during their time here at Barnett, but also as they continue to do great things in life. I may be a little biased, but I have always believed that Barnett was the best school in Arlington. We are a family, and we never stop supporting each other. Even though many of the teachers that were here when I was here are elsewhere, the new teachers have helped me fit right into this career. Since the first day of work, many of my colleagues have stepped up and offered support whenever I needed it, even when I didn't ask. This made my experience as a Barnett teacher just as incredible as a time here as a student. And I want to say thank you to those who never stopped being my teacher. My name is Sekora Martinez, and I am, and I will always be, a proud Barnett Bear. Once a bear, always a bear.
Awesome. Now we will have reflections from another former student who has really come full circle, Miss Amber Gomes, who was a student here from 1997 to 1999, and now she is the assistant principal here at Barnett Junior High. So welcome, Miss Gomes. Can you talk? You got your voice?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. It gives me great pleasure to speak here at the 25th anniversary celebration of Christine Barnett Junior High. It's difficult to imagine what it was like for students that entered this campus 25 years ago. However, I entered in 1997 as a new Barnett Bear along with my twin brother. I knew as soon as I entered this campus that it was going to be an adventure, and it was. Just like the other students that entered through our doors, there was a rush of excitement and fear. However, that was conquered as the months progressed because we had an extraordinary principal, Cindy Elwood, and the teachers that truly cared. Even though I was just like every other teenager, attitude and all, I remembered my first appearance in the principal's office. I knew it all. Just like our students do, I knew it all. And after many visits, my mother was told that I knew it all. But eventually, I got it together. Through Ms. Aganaga and Mr. Livingston, who were my APs. Eventually, the teachers, they never gave up on me, especially Ms. Shirley Bunn. I don't think she's in the audience right now, but I struggled with math when I was in junior high. But Ms. Bunn never gave up on me. Many phone calls home, extra tutoring after school. I thought this is never going to end, but it eventually did my 7th grade year. However, when I returned that summer to pick up my schedule, I saw math and I saw Miss Shirley Bunn's name there again. And I just thought, how could this happen? And I looked at my mother and she said, she's the best thing that has happened to you. And so, even being able to speak from many years later, I know she was the best thing that happened when it came to me learning math. The teachers here, just like Ms. Bunn, have never given up on the students. They truly show that they care. When students leave here, they have a strong desire to achieve higher education, just like I did. You would think after attending Barnett for 2 years that I wouldn't return. However, I returned after Bowie High School for another adventure, driving school with Coach Allen. And that was an adventure he will never forget, ever. I did obtain my driver's permit that summer through many challenges, and it didn't stop there. Coach Dozier had a son named Bailey, and he needed a babysitter. And I was chosen. And I think I was pretty successful because Bailey's still alive and sitting here. So I was pretty successful, I think. So Barnett Junior High, you've always been a part of my family. Not only was my brother employed here for 7 years, but my mother for over 10 years. During that time, there were administrators that worked alongside Ms. Elwood to make this a strong campus. A lot has changed over the years. From me graduating from Bowie High School to attending UTA to obtain my bachelor's, and then gaining my administration and becoming an administrator here at Barnett. When I saw this position open at Barnett Junior High as an administrator, at first I thought, there's no way. This couldn't happen. Would that be weird, seeing my teachers and what? But I thought, you know, Amber, you could be a great example for the students on this campus as to how you can fulfill your dreams. And so that's what I'm here doing. So to become an assistant principal at Barnett, I was a student that went full circle in Arlington. And I could tell how proud the teachers were that taught me when I entered for this job on the first day. That's the kind of place Barnett is. It's an institution that inspires students to learn and thrive as individuals. A place filled with young people and adults who care about each other and about making the world a better place so that when students look back on their lives, they're proud of their education, just like I am. I can honestly say that Barnett is the best. Barnett Junior High made a difference in my life, and I know it will do the same for anyone that enters through these doors. Congrats, Barnett, on 25 years.
I'd like to acknowledge former employees and former administrators. If your name is called, some may not be in attendance. I'm going to call them just because I don't know who they are and I don't want to miss anybody. So Lynn Henley, Cynthia Elwood. Dion Bernardo. Those are former principals. Thank you so much. Former assistant principals, Nan Lovelace, Richard Kemp, Charles Cunningham, David Slight, Russell Livingston, I don't see Shane Nelson, Iris Williams, Mark Elliott. Did Mark make it? Felicia Lindsay, Daphne Conwiley, Angela Spencer, Shantae Mackey. So thank you very much for the contributions that you made to Barnett, and I stand in trying to fill some mighty big shoes. But thank you very much for the path that you have laid for us. I'm very appreciative and proud to have followed your leadership. Thank you for all of the contributions that you have made to Barnett. So at this time, I would like to ask if you are a former Barnett teacher or staff member, please stand. Former. Thank you. If you are a former student of Barnett, please stand. If you are a current faculty member of Barnett, please stand. Faculty or staff. If you are a parent or a student at Barnett, current parent or student at Barnett, please stand up. Barnett is fortunate to still have 3 of its original teachers still teaching here at Barnett. These 3 teachers have served as the foundation for much of what goes on at Barnett. They provide perspective on our past so that we can set clear goals on our path to the future. They are valued staples in our Barnett community. At first, we thought of holding off on this presentation until the end of the school year for our annual award ceremony, but then we decided that they really deserve to be honored tonight, and then we'll do it again at the end of the year ceremony, where the majority of our students will be present to honor them. These teachers have served Barnett for 25 years, and they literally have seen it all. So at this time, I would like to have Ms. Kimberly Geist, Coach Wellington Allen, and Ms. Sarah Cagle to please come forward. Okay, at this time, as you see, they are all standing. Stop, Ms. Cagle. They are all standing behind some veiled objects. And so at this time, we would like for you to unveil the objects in front of you. Come on. Come on, Ms. Cagle, you were peeking. It's your turn now. These head busts were designed by Barnett teacher Mrs. Sandra Smith for this special presentation, and they were designed in these teachers' likeness and for their personalities. They will be displayed for the remainder of the school year here at Barnett in honor of our 25th anniversary. So thank you very much for 25 years of service to the schools, to the students, and to the families of Barnett Junior High. Y'all want to hold your bus up and let everybody see? We're going to have a musical performance by the Barnett Junior High School Orchestra under the direction of Mr. Gregory Sunder. This is what it's all about. This is why we are here every day for the students here at Barnett. So let's give them another hand. Unfortunately, we were unable to reach any of the Barnett family. We reached out to them and were unable to get a response back from them, but we want to thank them and honor them for their sacrifice and their mother and grandmother, Miss Christine Barnett, for all the things that she sacrificed to do, the wonderful things for AISD, and to have Barnett named in her honor. So let's give the Barnett family and Miss Christine Barnett a hand in their absence. Brings us to our closing remarks. And so I would like to thank you, Dr. Cavazos, our superintendent, board member, Ms. Kecia Mays, Area 2 superintendent and my boss, Ms. Beth Hollinger, and the former members of the Barnett administration. Thank you all for coming. Thanks to the former teachers, former students, everybody that came out today. It really is special that you would spend this evening celebrating with us, and we really do appreciate that, so thank you. Special thanks to the 25th Anniversary Celebration Committee. If you are a member of this committee, would you please stand? You're probably already standing in the back. Also, special thanks to the Barnett Men of Honor Student Mentoring Group, who have served as our hosts for this evening. If you're a Men of Honor and a sponsor, please raise your hand because I think they're all standing anyway. Thank you. You all have done an excellent job. Thank you, Mr. Henderson and Mr. Rubin, for working with our young men. And finally, I'd like to say a special thank you to the entire Barnett faculty and staff and students. The students, you are the reason that we are here. Faculty and staff, you are the reasons that we have the success, that we're able to have the success that we enjoy. It is because of your hard work, your diligence, and your commitment that our students are able to succeed. And I cannot thank you enough, so give yourselves a round of applause. That concludes our program. Thank you again for celebrating our 25th anniversary. Good evening.